And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit. Trap News Network. We back in the same. Like, cook, cracking the same, man. Like, comment, subscribe for more good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use. Knowledgeito you can't get in nobody's collegeito. Hold up. Wait. God bless the dead Nate Dogg. We up out of here today. Oh, we're not up out of here. We're actually just getting in here. We're not up out of here. Nothing. We jumping into consistent content, man. Hit the subscribe button. Become part of the Rich Trapper Mafia. Stay tapped in for the latest and greatest. What we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use. Some knowledgeito you can't get in collegeito. Big dog. Subscribe. Become part of the Rich Trapper Mafia. Hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. What we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Drop a comment, man, because the best time between now and 50,000 subscribers, we get a $500 cash Appington. That's right, we are giving away this good Chiliana here at TNN Trap News Network. Excuse me, so make sure you tap in with that if you ain't tapped all the way into that, man. Tap inward, tap inward, tap inward. Make sure you get into my newest single, How Little You Care, and Your Love Ain't For Me, man. The video's out now. Make sure y'all run that thing up for your boy, man. I appreciate that. We had 1,000 views for that. Make sure y'all help me get to 10,000. Appreciate that, man. But we're going to give y'all some more music videos soon. A lot of good content is going to be dropping within the next couple of weeks, man. Consistency is key. Consistency is me. Consistency is what we will be. That's right, man. Get into that. Did I say everything I need to say? Follow me on Instagram, Trap News Network, TRAPNEWSNETWORX. That's Trap News Network. We got Lefty Gunplay being spoken on by Adam22 and Bricc Baby about his last comments. Let's see who else is in here. You got Bricc Baby. You got Adam22, and you got... I don't know who this guy is. Sorry, big dog. I don't know who you are, but shout out to him anyway. We're finna jump into this content, man. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Our friend Lefty Gunplay.
Which I would like to spin the block when we have more Rasta in the building.
We will probably have to bring it back when they get here. But Lefty Gunplay has been getting a lot of backlash for saying that he will trip out if his daughter brings home a black guy. Now, one interesting thing before we even get into the clip, it's kind of amazing to me to see the extent to which the Rasa strikes fear in the heart of the Los Angeles street streamer scene, because so few people seem willing to actually acknowledge that they don't appreciate this mentality. It really lets you know that there's some real fear struck in the heart of men out here, because this is a statement that on it.
And you know what? That's a statement that's been made many a times within the Los Angeles County Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, specifically the LA County Jail. And yes, this is a mindset. Now, do these men feel this way in their hearts? Who knows? Who knows, you know, what they do or what they don't. But what we do know is when it comes to the overall, you know what I'm saying? You got a bomb over there, bro? Oh, that's because the refrigerator's open. That's you. The homie over there with a time bomb. Because the overall sentiments of, you know, Southern United Rasta, as far as I'm concerned and what I've seen, is necessarily the preservation of their own, even if it means the extermination of another. You feel me? And that is a very extremist attitude to have. However, it's all for one and one for all within that community. So whether or not they personally believe it, as far as individuals, when it becomes a black and white thing, it encompasses the entire community. And they, as a whole, in black and white, as it's perceived to us, especially within the black community, this is what they stand for. Now, it's a very sad thing to see because, you know what I'm saying, there's more similarities than there are differences between the two of us. And this is something that me and Haters World will be talking about on Thursday. Make sure y'all tap into that. Me and Blue Devil will be chopping it up about this because obviously it's a hot topic. We're not going to avoid it. You know what I'm saying? It's love, bro, so we can chop it up and all that. But I will say this. It's a shame that Lefty Gunplay has so much love for the black culture and it's a shame that he has so much love for the black culture that he doesn't have for black people. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't exhibit the classic Chicano rapper. You don't dress like him, you don't speak like him, and all that kind of stuff. A lot of your dress, a lot of your, even the style of your jewelry, even in your dialogue and all that is of the black culture. So it's a shame to see somebody have so much love for the culture, but not for the people. You know what I'm saying? That's whack.
Face is the kind of thing you would expect to hear from a Richard Spencer or a Nick Fuentes, but it's coming from the mouth of the one and only Lefty Gunplay. And as a result, a lot of people who I thought were proud of their people and would want to stand up against this kind of thing, they're backing down. They're saying, hey, he can do whatever he wants. He can say whatever he wants.
You can't say nothing about it. Like, hey,
he's
that's
not
because
lying.
this is what you don't understand. That's because the person that's not responding, it might be reciprocated.
So you're saying
It
that
might
AD and
be
Pun,
reciprocated.
AD
Like,
and Pun live in fear of their daughters bringing home a Mexican.
we don't live in fear. It's just that we were taught to keep.
How do AD and Pun live in fear of their daughter bringing home a Mexican, bro? What, Adam? What? Like, what did I have to do with what? Huh? I don't get. Unless I missed something. Now, if I missed something, shame on me. You feel? Shame on me. But right now, what?
Our bloodline pure, just like y'all.
It's not. It's honestly like
that.
I
Okay,
get
but
what
again,
he's-
what you just said, if I were to say it, would make me equivalent to Nick Fuentes.
That's why I said it to
Yes,
you.
absolutely.
That's why I said it for you.
I do not agree with that.
I'm saying though, you wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad at you if you said that.
The correlation.
I feel like almost everybody else would.
They would, but
Yeah.
like us being in the streets, like, hey, bro, hey, if grandma and great grandma don't like that shit, and we don't like, hey, we've been trained that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not even-
Because
the white
you've been
girl
indoctrinated by the prison in the same way that Lefty has.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's why your
Yeah.
understanding of his mentality to
Yeah.
everybody else.
And you know what? I made another video about it, and I was saying that Milk really doesn't have a place to say that Lefty Gunplay is perpetrating black culture for his own benefit because he does the same thing. A lot of you guys are dumb, and I respect the fact that you guys are dumb, and you know you're not a part of this rich rapper mafia because the rich rapper mafia is full of geniuses. If you say some stupid ish, it's because you're an idiot. But I respect it because right now we're giving counseling, not canceling. I said that Milk didn't have a space to say, hey, you Lefty Gunplay, you blah, blah, blah with the black culture, wooty bam, blah, blah, you don't like black people. Milk's not black. Milk's white. I don't care how many black people we wear. Oh, well, he grew up around black people, so I give him like. See, on one hand, a black person wants to say, oh, well, Lefty Gunplay's wrong for saying this, and then on the other hand, you want to say, well, Milk's black because he grew up with black people. That's not true, bro. Two things can be true at once. These aren't the two things that can be true at once. If you're so proud of your blackness, I love that. I love that because I'm for sure proud of mine. But I'm proud enough of mine to say, hey, Lefty Gunplay, you're wrong for what you said about black people, and hey, Milk, as a black person, we don't need your white ass help. I said it. You feel me? It's not a racism against white people. It's not a prejudice against white people. It's that everybody stay in their boundary within their place because Milk is a white man. No, you did. Yeah, you grew up around black people. Yeah, you might be associated with a black gang and all that kind of stuff. You don't know the black struggle, big dog. You might know your struggle. You might know the inner city struggle, and that's not to take away from none of that because I was a terrible dad to Milk. That's how he ended up in foster care. But you don't know this black man struggle. So if we're talking about that in the instance of Lefty Gunplay being wrong and all that kind of stuff, I am saying as black and white as I could have said, and maybe I should have said it better in the last video, but I didn't, so I'm saying it now. Lefty Gunplay is wrong as two left feet on a hooker walking in a circle in a church praying for forgiveness before she go bust a trick. You're wrong. That's weak because the black culture has been nothing but good to you. Black people have been nothing but good to you publicly and very out loud, even to the point where somebody from Lefty Gunplay's team hollers at me, he a black man, and me and him have corresponded and all that kind of stuff out loud. So to have that kind of mindset to where you could love this culture and benefit and profiteer from our culture, but not profiteer and all that kind of stuff we're not welcome within your household, within your family to be a member of, is whack, bro. That's whack. But that don't change the fact that we don't need Milk help when we talking about it. Because Milk, you're still white, bro. You're still a white man. So let's get that all the way clear. You feel me? You can go slide over somewhere else too, bro. We don't necessarily need your help neither, big dog. We don't. You feel me? Like Milk is not needed to be the voice of Black America. So let's make sure I clarified that real quick.
It seems like pretty clear cut, racism.
It's not racist.
I mean, but
it's not
shit,
racist.
Okay,
It's not racist, but it's for sure prejudice.
it's a racist that ain't afraid to speak his mind. That's why I like Trump. Hey, listen, I ain't fucking with that.
I wouldn't call it racist though. Honestly,
It's
not. 'Cause I got my
Californianess.
baby mama Salvadorian, bro. I swear to God, nigga.
They hate
Like her dad and her mom are from Salvador, nigga. The oldest brother from Salvador, bro. And like,
I'm in the
it's
same
just
boat,
like
too.
it's not like a racist. It like is racist, but it's not like it's not like
Not on
personally
It's a prejudice.
racist. You feel me? Like it's just like, bro, the mom's cool with me, but the dad still to this day, nigga. My daughter's 9, nigga. Her dad does not fuck with me, bro. Like I don't
So you
know
walk in
why,
the house
bro.
and what?
He don't live there, but he's
Oh.
just weird. Then the aunties one time see me, like it's just like
Yeah.
it's just like a like
who is that?
it's like it's not like the person.
What
with
could
me.
be
It's
more
like,
racist?
It's
Okay.
Bring
What
your
could be
yams and
more
macaroni to
racist
Thanksgiving.
than saying that?
So, well, that sounds like it's pretty racist. I think in the instance of Lefty Gunplay, I think it's more of a prejudice than a racism. Let's do the words of the day. What is the definition of prejudice? What is the definition of prejudice?
As a noun, prejudice means preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a noun, it means harm or injury that results or may result from some action or judgment. Want to hear one more?
Yes.
As a verb, it means give rise to prejudice in someone, make biased. Do you want to hear the last one?
So basically, it's a preconceived notion based on what you think of a person or a group of people without knowing those people. That's what prejudice is. What is it?
Sorry, I don't. Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
What is it? What is the definition of racism?
Racism means prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or
No, I guess by definition, he is a prejudiced racist. By definition, yeah. Words are hard. Look what we learned something new today. By definition, to be racist means you would have a prejudice. To be a prejudice means that you're unknowingly, you're biasly judging the people without knowing anything about them. Damn, Lefty Gunplay, you a racist prejudice, big dog? I stand corrected. Words are hard. He's, by definition, a racist prejudice. So either you can accept him for his opinions in the thought process or not. You feel me? But based off that, he's as wrong as 2 left feet on a hooker walking in a circle in a church right before you pray for forgiveness and go outside and bust a trick, for sure.
Your greatest fear is that you don't want your offspring mating with a person of another race.
That's how Asians are too. Like Asian people, like
But
they stick to Asians.
But
Like
all you're
certain
saying is
races
that
stick
yes,
to
there
certain
are
races,
other people
you
who
feel
are
me?
racist,
Like,
and that we all, if
it's
they
not
think
really-
it's not
it's
the
just-
worst thing in the
But
world.
here's the
Stick it
thing.
to your-
Here's the thing.
Everybody's
Your culture.
It's not that we don't think that it's the worst thing in the world. It's that it's an unfortunate norm within the Los Angeles County culture, especially within prison culture. You feel me? But within LA, you know what I'm saying? That's an unfortunate. It's an unfortunate norm. So it's not that nobody cares. It's that it's just not new. Nobody's shocked. I think that's what it is, and it's an uncomfortable comfort with something uncomfortable for sure.
Like, yeah.
Here's the thing. So
As long as we're acknowledging that it's super racist,
So-
then I guess we're on the same page.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. Inherently, the statement that was made is indefensible. But if you add context to it, and you actually add the element of everything else that
Not really sure what's going on with that job, but I had to switch devices. We finished back into it though. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
this is wrong. I'm trying to improve black and brown relations. And
Yeah,
the fact that
like-
that's even ingrained in him, who obviously isn't a hateful person, who obviously doesn't have any animosity
Towards blacks,
and
like,
whose
yeah,
hood
like-
never beefed with a black hood.
It's just like
Yeah,
dating.
I want
though,
to get
like-
back to the fear part.
But
But
when,
yeah,
when,
yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
you say that he wants to stop racism, how do they stop racism in prison? They make it so that there are very strict rules about what people within
Yeah.
races can do
Facts.
with people from other races.
Correct.
Once we're on the outside, the mentality is more like, no, everybody should be able to intermingle and be around each other, and race shouldn't really even be an issue.
Shouldn't.
But in prison, there's like an understanding that race is so important that everybody's actions and where you hang out and who you have lunch with, etc., should be like almost entirely determined by your
And
race.
Lefty's spent literally 33% of his life incarcerated, the majority of those during his adult years. So
And I said it again in the last video. It sounded like Lefty Gunplay could just benefit from some deprogramming. You feel me?
let's just say he spent half of his life. And so basically, if you remove childhood, he spent 50%
But that has
of his years-
nothing to do with it either. Like, all right, that's black
Yeah,
and
it-
Mexican.
it's-
Hold on,
it's
let me
institutionalized,
land. That has a little bit to do with it. I dated a white girl multiple times, a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? You go to their parents' house.
They'll do the same shit.
It's uncomfortable.
It's
Like-
weird, bro.
Like a lady
fucked, like-
had a conversation with me and said so many racist things. And I
Yeah.
had to tell her like, it ain't even your fault. That
Give me
you
an
racist.
example.
Like, it's
How
not,
racist we
like,
talking?
It's in their blood, nigga. Like,
Because this is the thing. Okay, when I say that I would be
It's-
totally okay with my daughter bringing home a black guy, that is not me
course,
saying I would be
she-
totally
Well, of course you are, because you was okay with your wife getting smacked by a black guy. So, you know, like mother, like daughter. You feel me?
okay with my daughter bringing home a member of the Rolling 60s
but
Crip.
back.
I mean, hey, now we're talking about something a little different.
he's
Okay,
like,
hey,
whoa, whoa,
all right.
whoa.
It's a criminal organization from what I've heard.
Hold on, but when you get your rent paid and shit, bitch, you're not saying that. So I don't
But
wanna hear
there's a
that
difference.
shit.
But there's a
hold
difference between gangs and a
on.
race.
Yeah. Hold on though.
I get his point.
You talk about to what extent we went to. She feels. She's like, well, why are you guys so lazy and just depend on government funding?
Okay, that's fucking racist.
That is racist. That
Yeah,
sounds
I almost,
racist.
I
That's
almost slapped her. I'm like,
That's
she don't
uneducated,
even know.
though.
She don't
Like,
understand
yeah,
why
that's-
you don't get up and work. We really debated for hours after that, and I had to understand. Like, fuck. You are paying taxes for these bitches to sit on their ass, though.
They gotta wake up.
Like, like, you got a point,
do
baby.
have a point.
Like,
But
let's take a
the
drink.
point is
Baby.
this. The point is this: that racism is driven, created, and perpetuated by
is.
fear,
Yeah.
and that fear is due to lack of experience. If you grew up with every single race, you're going to be less inclined to hate or have fear or have any preconceived notions about.
Hey, Lush is actually spitting right now. The more races you know growing up, the less racist you are because you have no fear of these people because they're no longer unknown, and now you have an understanding of who they are as human beings, and you're able to move off that. That makes sense.
These people because you spend time around them, you know what I mean? So a lot of that fear comes from that. Even you
And they
being
come
like,
from Croatia, too.
that's a whole other.
Yeah.
They're the spicy whites.
Yeah.
Like, that's whites with cheese.
Yeah.
Spicy mayo.
That's some other shit.
Yeah, American whites already are
Croatian?
used to the idea that we're not supposed to be racist. Many international whites don't really have that idea implanted in their brain.
and
But
they
she's like second generation American. Like
Yeah.
she comes from Croatia, but like the mom is like the second generation. The grandma is kind of the first root of.
But
like,
that Eastern Bloc, Croatia, and
I
like,
know.
So like and everything,
Scandinavia.
yeah, especially and everything east of that, and
Yeah.
then like Russia,
Yeah.
essentially like that's there's white supremacist hate groups and
Yeah.
fascists,
Yeah.
like all
I
through
know.
there, like
I've been
to the
through
point
there.
where when we were touring Europe back in the day, main character syndrome aside,
That's what I was gonna go with
We
it, too.
couldn't go to Russia and places like that because they don't. We'd have to have armed guards with AKs and blah blah blah.
Because you are so
No, because
obviously a minority.
No, because the person I rapped with was a black dude.
This nigga retarded.
He's is. Like, that's what I said.
Obviously a minority.
So just imagine segue, Kid Ink.
Yeah.
First of all, they don't even let my type into Russia. So
Yeah.
Really?
my last show was like Iceland or Finland, somewhere,
Right.
Norway right
Yeah.
there, right? And I flew home. He flew over to, because
Yeah.
Russia's right there. So he flew to Russia. They go, the hype man, him, whatever. They decide to spark a blunt in the room. Very ballsy.
In Russia? Poor idea.
Yeah, poor idea.
Wow.
When they come, they're smoking cigarettes to cover up the smell. Ah, it's a cigarette.
that shit don't work.
The
That's a decent
dude turns
idea.
around, hits him with the AK. Boom! Fucking niggers are too loud in this motherfucker.
The Russian cop
The
said that or
Russian
what?
Cop turns the butt of the gun around, smacks the security guard right in the chest. Boom! Yeah.
See, that's why I don't fuck around when I go to Russia.
Don't go to Russia. Like,
Russia, Japan, China,
What?
I don't fuck around. Everywhere else, whatever.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
there's a few countries you just really don't want
Dubai.
to
I
play.
don't want to go to
Dubai and all
Dubai.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't play in Dubai.
They wash this shit up in Dubai.
He
They
just got back from
What?
Dubai last
What?
night. He's fucking having.
Wow.
Nigga.
Yeah, but
I just want people to be ideologically consistent. And so when I see certain streamers and commentators on the culture, and when they are so down to give Lefty Gunplay a pass for these comments. Now, myself personally, I don't really have an issue with the comments because I actually think that if people want to stick amongst their own people, there's actually nothing wrong with that. Now, when you start like kind of forcing that upon your kid, that I think starts to become a little bit of a gray area. I would hate the idea of like of Lefty really raising his kid to think that it would be unacceptable for the kid to ever have feelings.
It's passed down, bro.
Well,
It
beyond that,
just-
the issue is that this is a guy that's in hip hop culture that has a Johnny Dang grill that's, you feel me, making a living off of black people.
thank you. I was just about to
So,
say she's
yeah,
gonna
like-
grow up and date a rapper.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
now, granted, not like that. She's gonna like what her father is. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm seeing it now with my daughter.
So
So it's like
it's different if it was a dude that, like worked at, AutoZone or whatever, like as opposed to there's a huge.
But would you guys agree with me that if you're okay with Lefty Gunplay saying it, then you should also be okay with a white guy saying it?
No, because it's
Nope.
completely different.
I'm cool with that.
But it's
It's different. I respect all sides, but it's not the same. We're not gonna act like it's the same. It's not. Totally different.
but
It's not.
But it's
You're
just
right.
different.
Why are you
because
against it?
it's not all white. It's just different.
It's
I don't
because
know.
the accent that's attached
just
to it,
different.
especially when understanding the politics. Someone like you, Adam, that is in tune enough with the politics of LA street life.
like-
That's an understandable and regular occurrence, as opposed to somebody who has had a narrative that was so fueled by hate and marginalizing minorities, and had a agenda that was described as, what was it, Catholic nationalism? You know, I believe was the term that Fuentes was using for a while, which is overtly saying that we're not against other races, we just don't want other races around, to the point where Richard Spencer then came on your podcast and went back.
Disavowed that.
He disavowed everything he had previously said. There's a difference to that and somebody that grew up as a minority in a marginalized community, came up with a certain ideology that was formed by their environment.
Lush, it sounds like just two different types of racism, and they're both basically full of shit.
That's all they know. Like,
So dumb guy allowed to have that opinion, smart guy not allowed to have that opinion?
It's education. It's education. I see what you're
crazy.
saying.
I just feel like that's like the simplified version of what you're saying, is that like if you come from the gang shit, if you come from the streets, then it's cool for you to be, you know, discriminating against other people like that. But if you come from a background where you've been really educated, then it's like you're not really.
But if you watch what Lefty said afterwards, essentially what he
think about that though. If you come from a place where you're more educated, you have more privileges and more understandings in life, so you are actually expected to know better and do better, because that's the privilege that comes with the that's the responsibility that comes with the privilege of being more educated, big dog. So yeah, you are actually expected to know more. You are actually expected to do better. You are actually expected to act more educated. Who would have thought that we would expect the person with more education to act like they had more education? Like, who would have ever thought that that was a thing? So,
saying is the fact that I think this is wrong, I want this to change. I'm all for pushing.
Like, it didn't bother me at all. When he said it, I 100% understood what he meant. I get you what you mean, as it sounded like a little weird,
but
but
say it too, gang.
Well,
okay. All
I
I'm
get
saying
you.
is
I get you
because,
too,
listen, they not about to let you inherit some shit. Listen, if it was in their wills a long time ago, they were slave owners and all that shit. And I know I sound ignorant. Hey, I'm not letting these people into my bloodline, the inheritance, nothing.
Like,
you don't get nothing. I don't like y'all. Like, period. Like, what the fuck?
Because, you know,
now with that being said too, if that's how they think, that's how they think. We could disagree with it. We could think that it's wrong. It's not our place to tell other people what to think. If that is your thought process, that is your thinking, you are actually allowed to feel that way the same way I'm allowed to feel like an opposing force. I don't have to forcing my beliefs on you by forcing you to believe that everybody shouldn't be racist and blah, blah, blah is actually the exact same thing that you're trying to do with forcing on me to believe that everything should be separate, and both are wrong. No idealisms or thought process should be forced upon anybody. So if that's how you think and that's what you feel, then that's what you think and that's how you feel.
who would 100% agree with Lefty Gunplay
vice versa.
are all the educated ass black women on Twitter who talk about black men getting into a relationship with non-black women as if they've committed a crime against humanity. They clearly would probably see this Lefty Gunplay thing, and if they had to be ideologically consistent, they would have to agree with it. Even though I don't think they would agree with that. I think they would actually say, look at this racist ass Mexican.
Well, what they would probably say is, this is why we need to preserve our culture. This is why we need to, you know, like it would kind of further justify them believing.
And I definitely appreciate Lefty being honest about it, because almost anyone else in his situation would come up with some sort of convoluted bullshit answer.
And that's all I want to say.
He was straight up about it.
He's just being straightforward about it. That's it. Yeah. That's kind of how everybody get down, bro. Like, he's like, I'm sure you be in public, you be with a white bitch, and you see how black chicks be like, look, and they don't like that shit, bro.
I'm from the don't give a fuck, but at the end of the day, like, I am strapping up more with the white girls than I am with the blacks.
Condom wise?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh,
you want to make sure you don't have a baby with a white girl? Why?
When they get to feeding for the baby, like, it's like, nah.
The white bitches be weird.
It's not like that.
He's trying to have.
They all want to
see, like, that's racist, bro. That white bitches be weird. Like, it's LA's an interesting place, man. To live and die in LA, you gotta know this. You gotta know this to love this.
mixed baby, so they can post her on TikTok.
Quote unquote mixed babies, bro.
Oh, she looks like Pharrell.
I'm black. Yeah, they be white mixed babies.
They be
for
white
sure.
babies.
Yeah, like a lot of white girls I know that have mixed kids will always post memes that allude to like bitch,
what?
Come on, bitch, we know what time it is. All right, you fucked a black dude. Congratulations.
Yeah,
I know a white girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but I know a white girl that gets mad
Stacey.
at fucking other white girls. Like, this is why when I go to Dante's mom's house, and where I live, they don't fucking like me because it's bitches like you that fucking make it to where interracial dating is almost
weird.
impossible.
They're trying to
Like,
justify
you know what I'm
that
saying?
shit
Like,
to the fullest. Like,
you know,
they're offended. Like, what you mean I can't fucking nigga? Like,
like we love football players.
Like, what?
All right, man. We about to the next. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content. We got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Carson, I'm trying to wait. God. Cartoon trying to sneak into my video, man. We about to the next one, man. Free Avenue Angel, so he's free. But make sure y'all hit that red dot, slide it to the left, figure out how to get. Give away here at TNN Trap News Network. Free Avenue Angel, so he's free though. We got him.